I've been recently talking a lot about ways in which the Jaguars can improve as a team that was sort of an upstart team in 2022, how they can improve moving into 2023. And I've talked about a few different elements of that, whether it be the weapons offensively, whether it's the offensive line, or whether it's Trevor Lawrence, the coaching staff. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about the running game because although the Jaguars' offense is not going to be largely predicated on the running game, there's an element here that I want to talk about that can make the Jaguars' life on offense easier. So, when we think about ways to make a young quarterback's life easier, obviously, if you have a ball control offense with a really strong running game, a great offensive line, a great running back, your life as a young quarterback gets a lot easier. And although a lot of these pass happy teams are not using their running game in a similar way that running games were used 20 years ago, where it was run first down, run second down. Hopefully you have a first down by now, but if not, it's probably third and short. You might be able to run it again a few more times to eventually set up a big pass over the top. These running games still supplement the passing game, and they still keep the defense from truly committing to only defending the pass. In fact, I think the best teams out there use it as a change of pace right now, and they have to be able to use it effectively enough that a pass-based defense, a defense that's dropping 7 or 8 into coverage every single down, can't necessarily defend effectively. Like, you don't have to be able to run the ball for 150 yards with your running back every single game, or even 100 yards with your running back every single game, but you do need to at least keep the defense honest. Okay, another way that you make life easy for a young quarterback is by staying in games. The Jaguars made a living in the second half of 2022 with somewhat large comeback wins. You think about the Ravens game, think about the Cowboys game. Really, you even think about the AFC Championship game, or rather the AFC South Championship game with the Tennessee Titans. The Jaguars are trailing 10-0 fairly early in that game. And then, of course, you think about the playoff win over the Chargers, going down 27-0. You're not making life easy for the quarterback, in this case, Trevor Lawrence, when you're constantly having to put yourself into a scenario where the defense knows you're passing. Well, one way to make sure that you don't fall behind early is to avoid something the Jaguars were actually pretty egregious about committing last year, and that's the early game turnover that results in quick points for the opposition. The Chargers game in the playoff is a great example where the Jaguars really dug themselves a big hole. The Jets game, if you recall, early in that game, the Jets only got points because the Jaguars fumbled it away on their first drive. And that's where we talk about the running backs here. I know that's a long intro to get to Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is a very exciting young running back. His rookie season was completely lost to injury, but last year runs for over 1,000 yards. He's a true threat out of the backfield with the passing game. He's an electric type of player, the type of player that if he was a few more years down the road would be in the same boat as the likes of Saquon Barkley, as the likes of Austin Eckler, running backs that are looking for a contract. He's not quite there yet. His biggest flaw, though, is ball security. All right, so a couple of statistics that come to mind with Travis Etienne, because I looked into this and I was just curious at how bad he really was with keeping the ball secure. So he had 5 fumbles on 251 attempts. That comes out to 1.99% fumble rate. So for every time you hand him the ball, he has about a 2% chance of fumbling, or in other words, 1 out of every 50 carries is going to be a fumble with Travis Etienne. That ties him for the second most fumbles among running backs. Or really non-quarterbacks was the stat. Quarterbacks, of course, have the most fumbles. They're the ones getting sacked all the time, getting hit from the blind side where they're holding the ball in a non-secure manner. So we throw out the quarterbacks. Travis Etienne tied for the second most fumbles, among non-quarterbacks. The top fumbler among non-quarterbacks, by the way, was Derrick Henry with 6. The difference being Derrick Henry had a lot more attempts than Travis Etienne did. He only fumbled at 1.71%, which is still not great, but he at least was touching the ball a lot more, and really that whole offense runs through Derrick Henry in general. So, with that combined with Trevor Lawrence's ball security issues when it comes to fumbles, Trevor Lawrence fumbled at 12 times. The Jaguars are fumbling the ball a lot on offense, and it's setting the opposing team up with short fields that often results in points. And if it's early in the game, it might put the Jaguars offense behind. So all this to say, the easiest way that Travis Etienne can continue to help the Jaguars offense is really easy, or at least the concept is really easy. Secure the ball. He's running the ball fine, had over 1,000 yards last year. He's very effective in the running game and an explosive player. Give him a crease and he's gone or running for 20, 30, 40 yards. So he's plenty explosive. He's great in the passing game. You get him the ball in open field. Again, Travis Etienne, an electric player with the ball in the open field. His one flaw as a player right now is ball security. If he can clean that up, he's going to help the offensive line because the offensive line is going to be playing from behind just a little bit less. He's going to help out Trevor Lawrence because, once again, Trevor Lawrence is going to be playing from behind just a little bit less. He's going to allow the offense to sustain more drives. And I know 5 times over 17 games, not a huge number. But that combined with the Trevor Lawrence fumbles, 12 plus 5, you're talking about 17 fumbles. So the Jaguars offense is fumbling the ball at least once per game. If they can lower those numbers, both Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, that's going to make their lives even easier. Ball security is paramount when it comes to elevating yourself from a good team to a great team. So if Travis Etienne is looking for one way that he can improve the Jaguars offense, that ball security aspect, everything else about his game, I love. So what do you think about Travis Etienne and ball security? Is that something that left you yelling at the television last year when he rips off a run and fumbles the ball away? Let us know in the comments down below. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. Those are all down there. And of course, I'll let YouTube send you a few more videos from this channel for you to watch, and I will see you all in the next one.